Okay, Friday update, October 6th. Figured I'd do a little static shot and just talk a little. It's a little quiet in the house, that's okay. Just fed everybody, probably overfed, but that's okay. Got a lot of cleanup crew that needs to eat. So what's going on here in the living room? You know, so I tried to do a big glass clean last night, and I'm looking around the edges and it looks like I still didn't do well. I've got a 4-inch scraper that I use. I gotta be honest, it's a really long way to the bottom in front, especially if I'm not standing all the way up on a stool or something. Guess I gotta get one of those flippers with a blade and see if that makes it easier to get in and get in on that stuff. So I started moving some rock around a little bit. I took that rock that I had over on the left. I took it downstairs, mostly just to open up some space. My thought is I'm going to go after the rocks over there on the right, and I'm going to try to do some new aquascape. This has been sort of a long-term plan. I've had some materials to do that with in the basement for a little bit, and you know, sooner or later I need to do that. But everything else up here is doing well. I've got coraline growing. My Montes are encrusting and doing well there. Fish are doing well. Little Yellow and his pistol buddy, they moved again last week, and they've stayed in the rock that they're under right now, which is fine. I'm really happy to see them in front. When they move to the back of the tank, I think I'll be a little upset. But you know, that's about how things are. So here, let me bring you in close and show you a little something closer there. Come off the tripod. Yeah, for those of you who know what my tripod looks like. So one thing I did this week, which is kind of silly but simple, is I started feeding out of a squirt bottle. I saw this on Sonoran Reef, and boy, it kind of makes a lot of sense. It's easy to mix up food and use it for a day or two, put everything in the fridge, and then just, you know, give them a squirt here and there, and that kind of works. So, you know, it's a little thing, but it's good for me. So like I said, I moved some things around. The Kenya trees I moved over here on the side. I kind of had this thought of, I had like this ultimate balance here before. I had yellow pallies over here. Look, someone knocked the mushrooms off. It must be that big snail who came through and bulldozed that. So I'll have to put that back up. But I had all the yellow pallies sort of spread out one side or the other, and then I had the Kenya trees were in the middle, and there was this symmetry that I'd built, and I kind of said, maybe I should undo the symmetry a little. So anyway, either way, I think I'm going to take this rock structure here, and I'm going to take it apart a little bit, take a few pieces to the basement, do some cementing with them, and then see if I can get something that I like and bring it back up. So that's kind of there. You know what? I haven't shown anybody inside for a while. So here's one of the things. I mean, stupid little things. This is better here than this guy. You see more light coming through? I still haven't done enough. So I just put a little piece of weather stripping on this. It's a stupid little thing, but I kind of wanted to do it. It's not fully blocking the light, so that's kind of an issue. I made a couple little shelves inside here. One of the problems that I had on the other side was I was a little concerned about that power brick dropping into the tank at some point, which, you know, a valid concern. So I just made a couple little shelves and I screwed them in on the side. They've got slots in them so I could bring a wire through the bottom of them if I need to. I need to put some more stuff on them, but that's one of the things that I need to do here. So anyway, that's what's going on here. Let me move to the basement and I'll show you what's happening down there. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, to the fish room. The good, the bad, the ugly. Let's start with the bad. This is really sad. So, it really hurt me to post the video on the quarantine water change process the other day and watch how happy the 5 ladies were. I'm down to 2. And I'll tell you, so the one that's swimming here seems to be the healthy one. I'm not even sure that that small one down there is going to make it through the night. Good chance that I'm down to 1 before long. So I lost one. I had 2 tanks here the other day. Actually, I lost 2, and so I consolidated these 2 together. The one with the bubble eye was in the other tank by itself. It died Wednesday morning. And so I was doing a little bit of a water change here for these guys and tearing down the other tank that was there Wednesday morning, which brings me to the ugly. So what I did over here in my water change is I threw that valve to buffer my water change out of the refugium like I've been doing. Showed that in the other videos. But I was rushed. I didn't have a lot of time. I had an 8 o'clock call I had to get on, all the rest of that. And so I blasted out of here, headed upstairs to get on the phone, and still had that valve open. So the bad, this was the ugly. So the refugium drained all the way down into the sump. And the sump filled up, didn't overflow entirely, but it was up to the top of this baffle up here. So I didn't flood from that, but the skimmer freaked out. Right? Skimmer freaked out. I had crap everywhere. My rug down here got totally soaked. You can see the floor is still a little bit wet. So just, that was ugly. That was ugly. I came down at about 9 o'clock after my call, and there was water everywhere, and well, shit happens, okay. But so the good that has come from the ugly is I've finally hooked up my Tunzi water level controller. So this will do auto top off for me. It just kicked on a few minutes ago. It's down there, filling up, filling out of the barrel. But also important is it's got a high level indicator, and it should squawk at me when it gets there. So if I fill my sump, at least I'll have a warning that will squawk at me. So the other thing that's good, and I think I mentioned this last week in the video, is I got a phenomenal suggestion to move my hinges from the top to the side, and that's really good. Got a full video on this, so I'll show it, but I'll just give you the look. Good, right? So I can get in back of that. That's all good stuff. So, what else? Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Nothing going on over there. Frag tank. My hammer's not doing well. It's still not doing well. So I didn't dip it. I didn't do anything with it this week. I'm gonna dip it. I'm gonna dip it in some Coral RX or something equivalent. Mr. Arrow had a good week. I pulled a rock from upstairs, got a couple of worms, threw the worms into this rock, and he has been picking them out and chowing on them during the week, which is nice. I kind of feel like it's almost hunting. Almost, I don't know. I'm still feeding worms to him, so we'll see. But, you know, it's not like I'm really growing much down here. I'm growing some mushrooms, and I've got that hammer. I've got this zinnia that I saved off an old coral. That was a chunk that came off the Kenya tree upstairs, and I pulled it downstairs and glued it down onto something. just more to see if I can just grow it out than anything else. And that's about it. All the other frags of things that the Montes mostly, that I had, there's a little Zoa frag there that had grown off onto the egg crate while I had stuff in the small tank. But that's about it. So the good, the bad, the ugly. The bad really is that the ladies, I don't know, I'm clearly doing the quarantine thing wrong. I haven't dosed anything really. I put some slime coat in there the other day, but I don't have anything on site here to do any bacterial remedies, and well, you know what? I don't think it's ick. I haven't seen anything white on them. It couldn't be velvet because that would have wiped everybody out. So, yeah, kind of screwing stuff up, I guess. I don't know. There's part of me that, well, it could be that they came in sick, and that's just how it is, and that's why I'm QTing them. But it kind of hurts. It's my first big purchase there. So, it's what I have. Friday update. We'll leave on a happier note. Auto top off. I've had this for quite a while and have not yet hooked it up, and so this is good. This is really good for me. That's it. Hope everybody has a good weekend.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, or subscribe if you'd like to see more in this series.